Welcome back to the channel. I'm back with another market outlook trading video, and we just came out of a very profitable trading week, so I hope you had a good trading week. Now just a quick recap about our performance for this week. You can see that we made about 424 pips in profit. Okay, and we didn't really send out many trades, but a lot of these trades that we sent out went on to become big winners. Okay, in fact, we are still holding on to some of our positions. Make sure that you watch this video, because if you want to get results like this, then you need to spend time to prepare. You need to understand what the market is doing, and that's why I want to record this market outlook trading video for you. Now, before I go straight into the Forex Factory Economic Calendar analysis, I just want to remind you that we are having a trading competition. Okay, it's not hosted by me, but it's hosted by one of our partners, and you can stand to win a $240,000 funded account. Okay, it's totally free. You are going to trade using a demo account. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link to this in the description down below. Please go sign up. Okay, the competition starts in about 4 days time. It's totally free, and you can potentially make a good sum of money just by winning the competition. So let's go into the Forex Factory Economic Calendar analysis. I want to keep these videos short. Next week, we can see that there's not much high impact news. Okay, just a couple of red ones over here, and there's no speeches, and that's very important. There's no conferences, and so next week is probably going to look like a good week to trade. Of course, you have this one here and this one here, but this is still rather minor, and it happens on Tuesday. So it's not as though it's happening on Thursday or Friday, where the market is waiting all week for that event to happen. Anyway, this is just Aussie, and this is a medium impact news. Okay, so next week is probably going to be easy week. I hope that you capitalize on next week. Alright, I do expect the market to move very smoothly. So if you haven't yet joined us on Telegram right here, I will leave a link to it in the description down below. At the same time, what I'll be doing next is I'll analyze the market for you, and I'll be using the MPE trading strategy right over here. Okay, this is a totally free day trading guide that I've prepared for you. Please go grab this first, because you will not understand how I analyze the market if you do not grab this. Again, the link is in the description down below, so please go check that out. Now let's look at the market. So this is DXY, dollar currency index. Okay, no change to DXY. The bias is still bullish because we have a series of higher highs and higher lows. You have high here, low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, now this pattern right here seems to still be in consolidation. I do expect price to go down lower, just like what I mentioned in the previous market outlook analysis. I do expect price to go down lower to trip the stop losses, because I do know that there are a lot of traders who are going to buy at this level, thinking that this is going to go up, in the sense that it's going to make a new high. However, what the market likes to do is it likes to hit your stop losses first before trending higher. So what it might do is that it might go down lower. So just wait for price to retrace down lower. Look for a candlestick pattern here. Look for entry trigger, and then you can enter. Okay, if you do not know what I just mentioned, please go grab the day trading guide, because this is what I've just done for you. I gave you the market condition, which is bullish. I gave you the key price level, which is P in the MPE strategy, and E stands for entry trigger, which is a candlestick pattern. Okay, all this is covered in the free day trading guide. Now moving on to euro dollar. Euro dollar bias is still bearish because we have a series of lower lows and lower highs. So you have a high here, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now, price right now is being resisted by this trend line. Okay, so I did talk about this last week as well. I did say that, we probably need price to retrace a bit higher. So euro dollar sold off first, trying to trap sellers, only to pump it back up and trigger the stop losses, because people who went short here probably put their stop loss above, and right now price is just above. So I'll be a bit more careful. Right now price is at resistance. However, I do not like this candlestick pattern. I like to see price break below this low or this low. Okay, something like this. I like to see more confirmation of bearishness first. If we get that, then perhaps we could see price retrace towards this level. Okay, and if this level is broken, then we will go for our ultimate target, which is over here. Okay, right over here, which was the previous resistance. Now moving on to pound dollar. Pound dollar, the bias is mixed because it really depends on how you interpret it. So there are going to be circumstances where the market is not clear and it's totally fine. It doesn't always have to be clearly bullish or bearish, okay? So this is something just to take note. So if you look at the big picture, you could say that this is a high, this is a low, lower high, lower low, so it's bearish. However, if you were to look at this pattern here, you could say that this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder. And you could also say that this is a low, this is a high, higher low, higher high. So the bias is really mixed. It's not very clear. So I don't recommend that you trade this, but I just want to highlight that price is resisted by this trend line now. So I don't recommend that you short just based on this. So you don't see me drawing this arrow right here, but I just want to highlight that price at resistance. Okay, if this level holds, then we have this level back in focus, which is the previous swing low right here and right here. Moving on to dollar franc. Dollar franc, it's also not very clear because right here you see that there is a head and shoulders pattern. There is the left shoulder, there's a head and there's right shoulder. Now, depending on how you draw the neckline, if you draw the neckline as this line right here, which I will put in yellow, you can say that on Thursday, this is the Friday candle, this is Thursday, you could say that price broke below the neckline. However, if you were to consider this point right here, which is the spike low, this candle's low, you could see that price struggled to close below this. So at of this moment in time, it's not very clear, right? I cannot make a very good conclusion of whether this level is supported or it's resisted. Okay, you could also say that this trend line is broken and this is acting as resistance. So it's not very clear right now. So please be a bit more patient. Please do not jump in. If we see more bearishness coming in like that, start selling down, then of course it's bearish. And if we see price closing above this high here, it goes higher, then it's bullish. Okay, but right now it's not very clear. Now, if this level were to be broken, then of course the next level is the high right here, which is the left shoulders level. Okay, or rather this entire zone, I would draw it like that, something like that. This would be the entire zone of resistance that you need to be focusing on. Moving on to Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, the bias is bullish because this is pretty clear. And we have an inverted head and shoulders pattern here. You have the left shoulder, you have the head, and you have the right shoulder here. The neckline is over here. It was broken, retested on this day, 13th of October, and now it's pretty high. So the challenge with this is that if you were to look left here, even though the bias is bullish, this constitutes as supply. Okay, supply and demand. So supply means that's where institutional traders are selling. So right now price is very high, so you don't want to be buying into supply or resistance. So just be a bit more patient, wait for price to retrace back down here into this key level, look for a candlestick pattern, and then you can go long. Dollar CAD bias is bearish. It's very clear. You can just see the entire movement down. You have a high here, low, lower high, lower low. There's no doubt that this is bearish. Please do not go long. Now, right here, we have a supply zone. So I'm just waiting for price to retrace higher because right now we're in the middle of nowhere. This is the support, this is the resistance. Just look back historically. This was a swing low, this was a swing low, and look at the price action right over here. We have a drop, basing pattern, and then a drop, which is a supply and demand pattern. So just be patient, wait for price to retrace higher, look for a candlestick pattern here, and then go short. Kiwi dollar, the bias is bullish because right here we can see this big pattern looks like a left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. But even if you just zoom in into this pattern here, you can see this as a double bottom pattern. Let me just show it to you. This will be the first bottom and this will be the second bottom. The candle is having a big lower wick, but nonetheless this is still a first bottom and this is a second bottom. It's still a double bottom pattern. Now price has closed above this neckline, so price is now bullish, but right now price is right smack at resistance. Just look back historically. This is resistance, this is resistance, this was support, this is resistance. So right now price is very high. Please do not chase the market. Wait for price to retrace back down here and then you can go long when you see a candlestick pattern. Dollar yen. Dollar yen bias is bullish. If you tell me that this is bearish, then you obviously do not understand trends and you obviously shouldn't be trading on a live account. Okay, this is very clear bullish trend. You should be leaning towards longs because you have a high here, low, higher high. Now, the only issue is that price is very high already. Just look back historically. You can see that price is somewhere here, and you just look back, you can see that there is an entire zone of resistance here. Okay, let me just plot it out like that. So there's an entire zone of resistance, so it's very high. Now I do expect price to do a deeper retracement. Now if you were to go to the H4 chart, you can see that this is a swing low right here. Now I think the market might be a bit more nasty because a lot of people are going to buy here and put the stop losses here. So what the market might do is that it might just sell down lower back into this ascending trend line just to trigger the stop losses first before going up. So be very careful, do not chase the market. Now it's very high already. Now moving on to gold. Gold, the bias is officially now bullish. Previously it was mixed, but right now we have confirmation because this inverted head and shoulders has been confirmed. If you were to just draw the neckline something like this, or even if you shift it up and draw it something like that, this pattern has been broken. More importantly, what we have is a low here, high, higher low, higher high. So this market structure is now bullish. However, we need to wait for price to retrace to a good price level. So I do expect price to do a deeper retracement all the way to the right shoulder over here. Look for a candlestick pattern here and then you can go long. Now this is a very strong level. Just look back historically, you can see that this was some form of support. Here was a form of resistance. Now moving on to Euro Pound. Euro Pound bias is bearish because this entire structure has been broken. So you have a high here, low, lower high, lower low, and this big candle is a very big candle that closed below the entire zone of support. So this candle is probably going to be very reliable. We have a wick close, meaning to say that the weekly candle closed below this entire zone of support. So this is a strong sign that this pattern, or rather this strong support, has been broken. So just be patient, wait for price to retrace to it, then you can look for a candlestick pattern to short it down. Now for Euro Pound, if this level holds, then I'm looking at this level right here as support. So it's very far, there's a lot of space. Just look back historically and you can see that there is a form of support right here. So this is probably going to be a very good trade setup if we get it, because this is a very big pattern that has been broken. So after a big break, you normally have a very nice trend. So just be patient, hopefully we get a nice retracement up over here. NZDUSD 100, the trend is now bullish because we have a confirmation of a higher high. So you have a low here, high, higher low, higher high. So there is a new trend. In fact, if you were to see this as a double bottom pattern, something like this, first bottom, second bottom, then this neckline has been broken as well. If you just draw a line right here, you can see that this was broken. In fact, on Friday it was tested and it's showing that it's acting as support. So right now the trend is bullish. You just need to be patient and look for price to retrace to a good level. Now I don't think that price will retrace to here. I do think that a stronger level will be for price to retrace towards this ascending trend line, as well as this zone right here, which is actually a demand zone. Now a lot of people is probably going to buy when they see price hit this neckline, but I personally think that a stronger level would be this ascending trend line, which has confluence with this demand zone. Now this is based on my experience. Okay, I look at this, I think that a lot of people will buy here and they get stopped out. So it might hold over here, but personally I would prefer to buy lower, which is into this zone right over here. Now lastly, we have pound yen. Pound yen market structure is bullish, no doubt about this. No matter how you see it, it's bullish because you have a high here, low, higher high. Okay, it's very clear. Now the challenge is that the trend is clearly bullish, but where do you buy? Now it's pretty hard to get a level, but if there's really one level that I will focus on, it will be this zone right here. The only reason why I want to buy over here is because this is a demand zone. So this is a rally base rally. So this is a demand zone. In fact, if you were to look back historically, somewhere within this demand zone is a strong level, which is here, swing high, swing low, and then after that, right now it's showing that this is a demand zone. So this is where I'll focus on. Now, if this level holds or if we get a retracement here, I do think that pound yen is going to be like euro pound. It has broken out of a very long consolidation. I think that it has the potential to trend towards this level right here. Okay, it's a very far target. In fact, this level was taken from the weekly chart. Just scroll back historically and you can see that this was the previous swing high. So I do think that the market is in a trending mode after it has broken so many weeks of consolidation. Okay, for this particular currency pair, it has broken 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. It has broken 6 months of consolidation. And bear in mind that next week we don't have a lot of news, we do not have a lot of conferences, so the market is more likely to trend. So with that being said, please hold on to your winners next week, okay, because it's probably going to move more. Now, this is not a foolproof method, so make sure you manage your risk, okay, trail your positions. If you have a winner, make sure you move your stop loss so that you can ride the trend, and if the trend were to reverse, you can still get out with a good profit. Okay, so that's all I have for you in this video. I hope you got a ton of value. Please do join us on Telegram if you have not already done so. The link is in the description. Please grab your day trading guide and please sign up for the trading competition because it's a very good way for you to try to get a funded account without coming out with any money. Okay, if not, please do me a small favor and hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. I'll see you in the Telegram channel. Trade safe.